Spartans, our team has been very busy as we started a new adventure, a show called Atlantic Spotlight. With this new production, our mission is to seek out music, the performing arts, and special community events throughout Atlantic Canada. This journey has taken our students to PEI, Nova Scotia, and even got to venture over to Newfoundland to cover the Music Celebration Week. Now that we are getting caught up with the events that we covered over the last 7 months, we are excited to bring Spartan TV back with a host of new faces for the 2022-2023 season. In this episode, we will be celebrating the amazing success and growth that we've had in this year's fall sports, talking to our peers that attended the SHAD program this summer, introducing you to the drama club, and talking to our superintendent, Derek O'Brien. First up, let's take a look at sports with Rowan.
St. Stephen High School, we value our education, but we also love our sports. So as we return to classes, tests, quizzes, foosball, pool, and table tennis, some of our students pick up balls, bats, cleats, and fins and head to the fields, courts, diamonds, and pools to train, strategize, and compete. Being an athlete here at St. Stephen High is not an easy task. It requires dedication, resilience, teamwork, and an undying love for your sport. Everyone at St. Stephen High School picks athletes who best embody the passion, resilience, leadership, dedication, and overall vibe of our sports program to be named Athlete of the Month.
My name is Laura Groom. I'm in grade 11 and I play soccer.
Okay. So how'd your soccer season go?
Pretty well. We played good as a team. Yeah. I play wing most of the time, right wing, but sometimes I play center or pretty much any position. I'm on the one side of the field and I run the line the whole time. A mentor would definitely just be my coaches, Francis and Madam Clark. I've been playing soccer since elementary school. I don't really know when I started though. We practice 3 or 4 times a week for sure.
Do you play any other sports?
Yes, I play basketball. I prefer soccer over basketball.
I play football, hockey, and rugby. I'm a running back. I carry the ball and run it down the field. It's my favorite sport and I've loved it for all my life. I think our school offers a lot of different sports and it's a good opportunity for anyone that wants to play just about anything.
Sometimes our amazing coaches are quiet, hidden figures behind the curtain running our sports teams. Other times, they're great at a football game. So for the month of October, let's celebrate the coaches of St. Stephen High School's soccer team.
And I was the manager for the soccer team. So I went to games and I kept statistics and did a few odd jobs like hosting team lunches, collecting jerseys, things like that. I did not play soccer in high school. I played 1 year of summer soccer. So that's why I was just manager. But in high school I did play softball, volleyball, and basketball. The most rewarding part of coaching sports is improvement and seeing how much fun the kids have with it and how happy it truly makes them. The most important thing I think parents should understand about coaching is the hard work and effort that is put in to being a coach. We spend a lot of hours helping and preparing, and there's a lot of things done outside of practice as well. And also that we are trying our best. We're always giving 110%, and we want every player to have a positive experience.
All right. St. Stephen High School has some hidden sports. In September, our hidden sport was our golf team. Yes, St. Stephen High School does indeed have a golf team. Our players even went to the golf provincials this year.
We didn't do too bad. We placed 3rd in regionals and 5th at provincials. And had 2 practices, but we just got it on our own because Mr. Harris didn't give us very many practices.
Thanks, Harris.
My dad got me into it when I was young, and then I started playing with Peter and Baylor, and we just carried it till now.
Yeah, Kyle got me into golf.
My dad got me into golf whether I wanted to do it or not. So.
Going into October and November, our hidden sport is our swim team. Staying steady at 4 members, our swim team is one of the smallest teams we have here at St. Stephen High School.
I'm doing 100 fly, 50 fly, 100 IM, and 200 free.
I'm doing the 50 free, 100 back, 50 back, and 100 breast.
I'm doing 50, 100, and 200 free and 100 IM.
For next year, how would people join the swim team?
They could just come talk to one of us, or they could see Mr. Taylor and ask about the swim team.
Yep. Go talk to her.
Hi.
And of course, we couldn't talk about the sports of our first quarter without mentioning the Spartans football team. We had a great season, but to get more information, let's go talk to some of the team members.
Tech is where I'm right up in the front line, where by their defensive end. So I'm right in front of them, basically. So I will be called, if there's a Peaches calls, I will go over a blitz into the quarterback.
How do you think your season went this year?
Wouldn't say terrible. I mean, we had some rough defeats, but other than that, we did pretty good. We made up for them for the home games. When I was young, me and my dad used to play in the outback all the time. We'd throw the football back and forth, and I just kind of got attached to it, so I really like it a lot.
From pools to diamonds and from bats to clubs. Each team has varying members, seasons, and recognition, but remember, every sport is a great sport at St. Stephen High.
St. Stephen High School's drama program is a very important part of our school's community. The student body is always excited for new productions, and the drama club never disappoints.
Here at St. Stephen High School, we have a phenomenal drama program. This year, our Spartans were able to come back in full swing with the 2-act play, Puffs by Matt Cox.
Our drama students were able to take the town of St. Stephen through a magical journey of 7 increasingly eventful years. Let's take a smaller look into the making of this huge production.
Puff! Roll call! Cedric!
What really makes a production is the amount of time and effort put for those involved. Plus, there's so much going on behind the scenes. And for the past 3 months, students and teachers have been working non-stop to put us into the theater.
No broken glass time of a summer.
Wait, there was broken? Yeah, I thought you meant like broken glass.
I used that 20 minutes wisely.
My name is Neil Grant, and I'm an English teacher here at St. Stephen High School. I have been involved with drama at St. Stephen High School since I arrived here in 1998. I was looking for a show that would be a fun show, that would speak to not only younger audiences, but also to an older audience. You always want to pick a show that appeals to a broad base, and I came across Puffs in my research. I always research before choosing a show, which show is probably going to be the best one to perform, something new as well, and so Puffs spoke and met that criteria.
My name is Kaylee Hannon, and I play Sally Perks and Harry. I think that the Puffs finally get the recognition that they deserve. I know, like in the books and movies, they're not really mentioned that much, so this is a play that just focuses on the house, which is really cool.
My name is Charlie Corrigan, and I play Wayne Hopkins. Well, I think something that's really special about this play is that the Puffs finally get the recognition, because in the books and in the movies, you don't see them that much other than Cedric Diggory. So it's nice to get a sort of more in-depth look, I guess, even if it's just a comedic version of it.
So my name's Zach Hall, and I'm part of tech group here at SSHS. I mean, the play's pretty funny, so it's nice to listen to that and also get to play around with some fun gear and toys. So I think high school drama is important because it allows people to express themselves, and it's fun and entertaining, and people just enjoy it. So.
My name is Sarah Burbine, and I'm the stage manager for this year's drama production. I believe it's so important because it builds character, and you get to meet a lot of people you might not meet outside of drama, so it creates a nice little family for some students here.
Through the very end, Puffs is a relatable, entertaining, and heartfelt story.
With little bits of Spartan sprinkled into the mix, our community was truly able to capture our wizards through those 7 eventful years.
The high school drama is important because it gives an outlet for some people that possibly are not athletes or are not extrovert in the halls, but would be extrovert on the stage. So it allows for people to find a voice, and it allows for some great memories to be made in the high school years.
Future advice that I would give is just to go out and do it. I know it's really like nerve-wracking when you first start drama, and it is scary, but being able to have the chance to finally do it is just like amazing, and you make a lot of good friends, and it's just something really fun to try that pushes you out of your comfort zone.
Some advice I have would be that it's really worth getting on stage. I did a lot of backstage work. When I first got started in drama, I was a stage manager a little bit, and then I got a minor role in the play last year, and it's a lot of fun to be on stage.
The best advice I could give to someone who has an interest in theater but doesn't know where to start is just show up. The secret to every successful story is showing up. I do not cut in football. If you show up, you play. And I don't cut in drama. If you show up, you'll be given a part, whether that's a large part or a small part. If you show up, I'll make sure you're a part of something. I don't believe in turning anyone away for any reason. So that's why I like football, because I don't cut, and that's why I like drama, because if you show up, I'll find a part for you. So the key is showing up.
This production has been a very special endeavor taken on by our Spartans, with the show filling up seats left and right on all 4 performances.
It's suffice to say that those who worked on the play are proud of how it turned out.
Lastly, we would like to thank all those who came out to watch the Drama Club put on their first major performance since 2019. Thank you, Spartans.
Here at St. Stephen High School, we see the talent our students have, from sports to STEM. We recognize that our students are doing incredible things. For more about the opportunities in the science world, Lily and Lana have the details.
SHAD is a STEAM program designed for grade 10 and 11 students. It focuses on creativity and diversity and is hosted on 22 different university campuses across Canada. The program runs from July 2nd to 28th and is packed with professional lectures and opportunities for intellectual and personal growth. It opens doors for creativity, exploration, and community for students all across Canada, including in our community. We asked some St. Stephen High School students that attended the program to fill us in on their experience at SHAD, and their responses were nothing short of inspiring.
I attended SHAD at the UBC campus, doing various activities, anything from science labs to capture the flag. I met a whole lot of people, and people I still talk to from all over. I've got friends in BC, the Yukon, Alberta now, and they're just the best people. As a STEM student, I've always kind of been good at science and math. It's been kind of enforced that I should go and be a scientist, a doctor. SHAD kind of taught me that I don't have to, that I have other interests, and I'm more than just my grades in classes. Absolutely recommend SHAD to everybody. It seems daunting, it seems impossible, but it really is all those buzzwords on its website. It really is life-changing. It's an amazing experience, and everyone takes something different from it, but everyone takes something important.
From the west coast of the UBC campus to Laurentian and Quebec, the values of the SHAD program remain the same, but the experience and takeaways can differ.
When I was at SHAD, I attended at SHAD Laurentian, which is in Sudbury, Ontario. There's a lot. SHAD definitely taught me that I'm capable of a lot more than I thought I was. Just getting into SHAD period was a lot more bigger accomplishment than I thought it was going to be. But SHAD itself, like going for a whole new month, like a whole month with all new people and being so far away from home and not knowing anybody, I didn't really think I could do that and be comfortable with it, but I went and stayed with myself with all these brand new people and learned, and like I said, did like 7 to 10 hour days. I fully believe that like being, I guess, a SHAD alumni, once, I didn't really realize it until we finished the program and we got the diploma and we like fully finished it. There's full separate pages on different platforms for SHAD alumni. There's different opportunities for SHAD alumni, scholarships, being a SHAD ambassador. There's like all kinds of different opportunities just for completing it, let alone being involved with it after. So, especially with schools and stuff, when it's on a resume, it's recognized by a lot of schools in Canada. I met some really amazing people, people I'll never forget, people I'll still visit to this day. And it was like a month like no other. Like I did things I would never do and learned things I would never have learned, and especially the people. The people really made the experience what it was.
Students are the backbone of the SHAD program. That is why selecting them takes such consideration. Now we will speak with Alvina, Head of Recruitment, about the importance and availability of the SHAD program.
I think SHAD is important because SHAD is doing something that's really unique. I have
never heard of another program that brings together so many really cool people from all over the country and gives them a chance to live on a university campus for a whole month. And because the people who come to SHAD are really curious and they're really creative, SHAD gives them a chance to channel those strengths into being change makers in their communities. People really gain friends for life at SHAD, like amazing kind of built-in friendship for life group with 40 or 50 of the coolest people you're ever going to meet. But it's not like school. There are no marks in SHAD. It's just a chance to try things without the pressure of having to get it right the first time. The other thing that I would say to educators in New Brunswick specifically is that we have special funding from the government of New Brunswick to help students come to SHAD. So we have a special partnership where the government recognizes how high quality our programming is, and they give us funding so we can support everybody who wants to come to SHAD. There are lots of ways that we work really hard to make SHAD as accessible as possible. So I mentioned that there is special funding from the government of New Brunswick to support students just from your province. But there are 3 other kind of like bigger ways that we support students from all over the country. So the first is we have amazing, generous donors who have given us over $1 million to support students to come to SHAD. So with that money, we're able to give full and partial scholarships to people. And last year we gave away $1.3 million so that everybody who wanted to come had a chance to come. It's like a really normal part of SHAD. 1 in 3 of our participants receives that kind of funding. So it's like almost a good way to practice what it means to get a scholarship to go to university. The other thing that we do is we have a lot of really amazing partnerships with different organizations all across the country. So those are things like First Robotics, the Canada-wide Science Fair, Pathways to Education, the Black Business and Professional Association. So if you are someone who participates in some of those extracurricular activities, you might be eligible for a special grant or scholarship to come to SHAD. And then the last thing is that we have new for this year, and I'm super proud of it, is we have new entrance scholarships for Black and Indigenous students. So students who are identifying as Black or Indigenous can apply for a special scholarship for the full program fee, which I think is amazing. I hope to see a lot of applications for next year.
As we heard stories from SHAD participants, we were enlightened to the magic and the importance of the program. Students came away with a sense of direction and were prepared for their post-secondary adventures. SHAD is not just about academics, but personal growth and making long-lasting connections with like-minded youth and staff. Many, if not all of the participants, would say that SHAD is a life-changing experience.
To close our first episode of the 2022-2023 season, we spoke with our superintendent, Derek O'Brien, about everything from parenthood to his role as superintendent.
The Anglophone South School District has a new leader paving the way for us this year. For many in our area, it is a familiar face. Mr. O'Brien, a St. Stephen local, has accepted the daunting task of being superintendent for a district that runs from St. Stephen to Sussex. His years of experience wearing many different hats made him perfect fit for such an important position within the education system.
My new role is really a great one. I have a leadership team of 10 directors that support all of the schools, the 69 schools throughout Anglophone South, and I lead them. I work for the District Education Council. I'm their only employee, and they hire me and have appointed me to this position, and I answer to them and to the policies that they've created to guide me. My favorite things from being at St. Stephen High School, that I remember. One would be the class and school trips that we were able to participate in. We did a wonderful trip to New York City one year to visit museums and to see Broadway productions. I also remember opportunities where we did exchange programs with northern parts of New Brunswick, where we would have been involved with French second language and our growth and development in that area. And those are the things that stand out for me. The other very important part of my life at St. Stephen High School was in the drama or theater productions that we were doing here at the school. My path in education, from the very beginnings, I dreamed of being a classroom teacher, and I remember that as far back as grade 1, when that's what I wanted to do in my life career. I had no aspirations at those times of being a school leader or even a district leader, but I wanted to be in a classroom. I think I liked the idea of using chalk on the chalkboards, which some of you may look at me now a bit strange, because we're probably not doing that very often. And I also loved using a red pen, and so that was part of my dream of being a classroom teacher. I did have experience. I did my internship at St. Stephen Middle School, and then went on to teach at St. Stephen High School and Fundy Middle and High School, before doing elementary education in a grade 3 French immersion class at St. Stephen Elementary. And those were all very exciting opportunities for me, and I had the opportunity and took advantage of it to become a vice principal and a principal, and then the superintendent for School District 10, which would have been all of the schools in Charlotte County. After that, I did a time as Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and then Director of Schools for Anglophone South, and have just recently taken on this new opportunity to lead the entire district as the superintendent. A lifelong dream for me, and I would say a passion for serving our learners in our communities and the communities across our district. Some of the hurdles that we're going to need to problem solve and are in the middle of right now, one would be recruitment of staff across our district. Like all other jurisdictions and all other organizations, we're struggling to find people to fill the roles that we have, and that would be a very big issue for us. And so keeping our schools operational every single day with bus drivers, with custodians, with casual teachers and other staff is really a challenge. So we're going to continue these efforts that we're working on now. We are recruiting for staff for next school year, and in the meantime we continue to recruit staff for current roles right now. The other one that is a very big challenge for us is being able to continue to engage all of our learners in the system. We have just experienced very challenging years of COVID, and I'm hoping that we are able to raise the level of hope in our organization for all of our learners, because it's time to look forward. It's time to look forward to great things that we can do in all of our schools and in all of our learning centers. We do have a great deal of strengths, and we are doing a lot of very wonderful things across this school district. I would say that one of the greatest assets that we have in Anglophone South would be our dedicated and trained staff that we have working in our schools and in our learning centers. People really do want to do the very best that they can, and they're committed and dedicated to all of our learners. It's an exciting time in education, and I think that the work that the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development is leading us on in terms of high school renewal is a very important and exciting piece. We've been looking at changing high schools for almost 20 years now, and it is time we have to make that happen, because our learners deserve something better in their high school experience. We need to be able to provide all of our learners with more opportunities that engage them, and opportunities that prepare them for what's going to happen beyond high school. And I think as we start to shift what we're doing in education away from all of the outdated curriculum content and the focus on content, and starting to look at more global competencies, that's the direction that we need to go in. And it's very exciting, because I think we're going to get it right this time, and I think we're going to have the energy and the passion to be able to move it forward. Another really exciting one for me right now is that we are looking at our French second language learning. We are moving the focus away from all of our immersion and prime programs, and we're looking for French second language that will be available to all of our learners. And this is really a crucial part, because we have to do a better job in New Brunswick of providing every single one of our learners an opportunity to learn French as a second language, and not just a small portion of our population. And I think that that's very exciting. So for me, I know we can do this because we have the dedicated staff and the committed staff who are ready to move forward. And so part of my job will be, and maybe it's a bit of a hurdle, will be to energize everyone, to inspire everyone, and to motivate them to keep moving and doing all of the right things that will help to improve learning for all of our students and learners across the district. I'm passionate about this stuff.
Wonderful. That's really
It's more than chalk and red pens, it's about passion, right? Becoming a parent was a life-changing event for me, and I am absolutely thrilled with my little boy, Alexander, who just turned 12 last week. And he has changed the way, because I think he has made me even more passionate about the learners in our system. He's also given me new eyes to look and a new perspective to look at how our learners are doing, not just all of those students who excel in athletics or those students who excel academically, but those students who face challenges and learn differently in our system. And so he has helped to give me a different perspective. It also has helped to give me a different perspective about how our schools operate and the impact that that has on the families and the communities that we serve in our district. My hopes for the coming year would be that we're able to have a renewed energy to face all of the challenges and the hurdles that we do in education. It is not easy work. It's not for the faint of heart. And we do have to rebuild the system that we have and to inspire people to once again be reaching for those higher goals so that we're helping all of our learners to achieve. I think we really have to work hard at engaging and re-engaging the learners and the families of our communities so that they are finding what they need to. And I think part of doing that is making sure that all of our staff are able to identify a strong purpose for the work that we do in education. The work that I have done truly involves mentors, and I believe that I've had a great number of mentors over my life and my career. I would go back to talk about the teachers that I had throughout my school. They certainly were encouraging. They gave me confidence. They empowered me to be the strong individual and to be the confident leader that I am today. I've also worked with some tremendous people, and I think that they give me energy all the time, and they have been mentors in many ways. I'm a type of person that I don't believe that I have all of the answers to solve problems, and I know that I have to turn to people. I turn to my leadership team quite regularly. I turn to colleagues in my offices and colleagues in our schools to be able to give me information and to be able to help to lead us in a very positive direction. So I would consider many of those people to be my mentors. I would also say that my parents were very strong mentors in my life, because my parents offered me a great deal of advice and a great deal of guidance. They always offered me support and love throughout every decision that I've made, even when they knew I was making a poor decision. And I think one of the things that I believe made them really good mentors was because they made me be a problem solver. They didn't solve my problems, and they didn't give me all the answers and how to solve them. They gave me the advice and the guidance and the support, but they caused me to solve my own problems. And that helps to build resilience. And it's one of the things that I would encourage people to do now, is we do have to give all of the people around us their problems to solve. We can help them, we can guide them, but if they're going to be confident and resilient individuals, we have to really encourage them to solve those on their own. The holiday season for me is really about family, and so that would be the part that I hold very close to me, are my family and my friends. And I would say that I make sure over the holiday season that I spend as much time as I possibly can with family and friends, because that gift of time is one that we won't ever get back, and it's one that no matter how much time you give to the people that are important to you, it's a gift that you'll never ever regret, and I hold that very close to me over the holiday season. When I think about what what our school communities and our learning centers need to know about is I think that we get very busy in the work that we're doing, and we forget that education is all about people and relationships. And sometimes we get moving so quickly, whether we're a parent in the system or a student or a staff member in the system, we often forget that. And maybe we're not as kind, and maybe we don't respond to people the way that we really should, and so difficulties happen. But I think people have to realize that we are all human, that we are all very dedicated to making the very best decisions that we possibly can. Sometimes we're going to make mistakes, but I think that we should be able to show people grace and be able to fix those and move forward.
We are happy to be back this year and look forward to all the amazing adventures that await us in the upcoming months. Thank you to all the people who participated in this episode of Spartan TV. You can find us on YouTube by searching Spartan TV /Atlantic Spotlight.